I recently got accepted into my full-time LPN program at one of the local community colleges near me. The journey to get here has not been easy. There has been a lot of challenges in working as a CNA. I could not do this work without Jesus in my life. I could not continue to go on without this relationship that I have with God. And what I have learned through this experience is overall, when God calls you to do something, that plan of God is going to come forth no matter what. But in all of that, I am so grateful and blessed to be where I am right now and to be able to share this information with someone else. So I hope that this video is helpful to you if you are looking to go to nursing school. Maybe you are interviewing right now and you're in the process of that and you're not sure really what to expect. Prior to this interview and acceptance, I had never interviewed for nursing school at all yet. This was my very first application, my very first interview cycle, and I got accepted into the program. If you're thinking about applying to nursing school and you have everything ready to do it, just do it. Just try. Just send your application over. Trust in the Lord beyond your own understanding and just relax and try to release control of the outcome. I truly believe that God has a plan for everybody and everything happens in perfect timing. What I did and what I would encourage someone else to do is take some time and journal or type it out if you like to write on your computer, or if you are a hand writer and you like to do handwritten notes. Take time to really just reflect for yourself, what does nursing mean to you and why do you want to become a nurse? And just take time to ponder this with yourself and just let your heart open up in that. What does this really mean to you? The Lord began to highlight to me in my heart so many meaningful moments along the way in my own life journey over the last 4 years of working as a nursing assistant. Different memories began to be highlighted to me and the gratitude in my heart for this career and how it has helped me to grow as a person, how it has changed my life, how my eyes have opened to loving, serving other people and finding the meaningfulness and the purpose in that, especially those who have worked in healthcare already. If you have worked as a CNA or in some related position where you can spend some time in your secret place and just ponder what this means to you and reflect on the things that stood out to you in your time working and why do you want to do this? Because as you do that, it's going to light a fire within you, a passion and a light. And I truly believe that when you are prepared in that way to have those things in the forefront of your mind, it's going to make you a very strong candidate, because when you're in person with somebody in this interview, they are definitely going to be able to pick up your energy and your words and your body language and your heart posture as to what does nursing mean to you and why is this so important to you in your life? Why do you want to become a nurse? Why are you applying to the school? Even if your school does not ask you those questions directly, having those moments and having that passion and the love for what you are pursuing on the forefront of your mind, the memories, the meaningfulness, all of that will help you in other questions that they might ask you. Oh, thank you, Holy Spirit. There was moments as I was doing this and journaling where I literally was getting emotional and tearful with gratitude and joy. Like the love of God was flooding my heart, going back into different memories where I was serving my community as a nursing assistant, serving the geriatric patients, loving on the patients with dementia, looking back at my time in a different hospice position and all the meaningful moments in that, and supervisors I have loved and nice things people have said and all of that. And I truly believe that me doing that made me stand out and be a competitive candidate in person for the in-person interview, because they could feel my passion coming forward even when I was not asked directly, what does nursing mean to you? Why do you want to be a nurse? With all of those things being on the forefront of my mind, just ingrained in me already, I was able to answer other questions confidently related to patient care, related to how I might react in a situation, what I would do in a scenario and what I would not do in a scenario. And I really believe that that self-reflection time is very important, because I no doubtedly believe that it helped me answer answering all these questions that I did not know I was going to be asked. My nursing school interview was a group style interview. Looking at things online of what other people were saying about their own nursing school interviews, I knew that this could be a thing, but I honestly just didn't know what to expect. But lo and behold, it was a group style interview, and the interview process for this school specifically was styled in a way where two students applying to the program would sit side by side with one another. There would be two faculty, either from the school or from the nursing department, in front of each of us, and we were given these different cards with scenario-based questions. There were several different stations with different faculty and nursing department members throughout different rooms of the school. Each applicant was paired with one other person who would be their interview partner essentially. We were required to go from station to station until we reached all the stations and completed all the questions and all the scenario cards that were placed on the table. Kind of like problem solving questions. What would you do in this scenario? How would you handle this? Really with a theme about ethics and problem solving, critical thinking, patient safety, even some scenarios relating to what would you do in an emergency kind of situation. And there was only one time where me and this other partner were expected to kind of collaborate to answer the question together, which was very interesting. This was the very first question that we had. It was the first room that we walked into, the first table. I was feeling really good after that question, and I feel like we really nailed it out of the park, did an amazing job. And once we left that room, we kind of looked at each other. We're like, this was not what I was expecting at all. If you are applying to nursing school, I want you to prepare your mind to the possibility of you having a group interview seated next to someone who is also interviewing for a spot in the program, and to also prepare yourself just with a mind open to know that you might be asked questions that have nothing to do with your personal reflection and all of that. There were a couple of questions also about time management and conflict resolution. I truly believe that in my own reflection on my nursing experiences, things were coming to my mind already that were quick and ready in my mind to be able to answer these prompts, because the questions did have a time limit. We were not going to be sitting around there forever at each station. We were expected to answer them in a timely manner. I believe some of the questions were about 3 minutes long. That was the time that you had to answer your question as thoughtfully and as critically as you could. So just keep that in mind. Be confident and just focus on your own reflection, your own life. Truly try not to compare yourself to the person next to you or get distracted when you might be hearing their responses or you're hearing them answer questions, things like that. I was very prayerful before this, and I had my eyes locked on God the whole time. I was locked on myself. I was locked on Jesus in my heart. And that gave me so much peace and relaxation within myself to not be worrying about the person next to me, because what can happen in those kind of scenarios, I think it could be easy to feel insecure or try to start competing with the person next to you when there's truly no reason for that. Go in with confidence, knowing that you have earned a spot in your interview for a reason. Focus on yourself and answer those questions to the best of your ability. Put your mind on something that brings you peace. For me, it is Jesus, comfort, peace. That is my anchor, and I felt that throughout the whole interview, and I was not worried about the person next to me. I feel like it would be easy though to start to feel threatened when both of you are answering questions before the same people and essentially competing for a spot in the program. But all that will do, if you put your focus on that other person, is distract you from speaking more confidently, feeling more grounded in yourself, maintaining that self-control and that peace, because they also are watching how you interact with each other. They're paying attention to your language, your responses, and all of that. Take advantage of the time when they ask you if you have any questions for them. If you're being interviewed by the nursing department or any faculty, I highly encourage you to think of questions ahead of time that you might want to ask those people, whether it is how long they have worked at the school or how long they have been working in nursing or what drew them to work in a specific department. I truly believe that that will make you stand out as a candidate, because it shows that you are engaged. It shows that you want to learn about them. Some of those people could be teaching you in that program, and so I truly believe that it makes you stand out when it shows that you are interested, you want to know more about the school, you're curious of hearing about their own career or what led them to nursing or what led them to do X, Y, and and Z. Time may be limited for these questions, but I truly believe it will make you stand out in comparison to somebody else who might not be asking any questions, who's just sitting there with their hands like this and just doesn't know what to say. There's always something that you could ask them. It does not have to be super long or even super serious, but when you do that, it also gives them a chance to share. There was a couple of times in these scenario-like questions where we were just asked fun questions that weren't even scored, but they just wanted to get to know us more as people. I tried my best to answer those questions as thoroughly as I could while including my personality and other things about my life. Sometimes we were asked questions about our hobbies. Sometimes we were asked questions about favorite colors. There were a couple of questions that included important people to us in our lives, or somebody in our lives that means something to us and matters very much. So in those moments, I took advantage of that to the best of my ability to be thorough, to be thoughtful, and to share things that were genuinely meaningful to me. I really believe that you as an individual does matter to them, and they want to know more of who you are, aside from the academia, aside from the grades and what is on your transcript. So I would encourage somebody else, because those questions came up for myself, to let your personality shine and don't be afraid to smile. Don't be afraid to laugh if something comes up in a question that is a little bit humorous. Just be yourself, be fully you, and be authentic and be confident in who you are. They're already interested in you being a part of their school. They already see something in what you have shared in your application that is standing out to them. They want to see the full picture, the bigger picture, aside from just your academia, your performance, and what is listed on your transcript. This might seem obvious to some, but I just want to share this because it helped me in my own interview process. Give yourself plenty of time to get ready for your interview, to do everything that you need to do to make yourself feel your best, to be your best dressed. Even taking time to rehearse questions and answering them out loud with yourself. I feel like this is super beneficial. I personally do not do well when I am rushing at all. Like, my nervous system becomes flared. That is when nerves can come in and anxiety can come in, and I just do not like that. And I don't encourage anyone else to be rushing yourself in the morning before your nursing school interview. If you normally eat food, please eat food the day of your interview. If that's something you normally do, drinking water and taking time to make sure that you are fully prepared, then do that. I felt so much better myself having a slow morning, waking up hours ahead, and just making sure I was prepared. I felt good in my appearance, and I still had time to look over my notes to prepare my mind and keep things fresh in my mind. I wore something comfortable. I wore something that I felt good and confident in, and this outfit I would wear to any other job interview. I can insert a picture right here to show you all what I wore for this interview. I went to the store Express to find a really cute black dress top, and I paired that with a black cardigan and some slim fitting like black trouser pants with a really cute pair of flats. I personally would go in wearing something kind of semi-formal, more business casual like. I would not recommend going in there with like dirty sneakers or wearing jeans. Don't wear something that you're gonna feel really awkward in this experience, because it's already nerve-wracking enough, and you don't need to feel super strange and weird in what you're wearing and having it be fitting all weird. So avoid anything that's going to give off the impression that you're looking sloppy or that you've just rushed out of the door. Avoid your hair looking crazy. That would be my advice about personal appearance for the interview. Just make sure that you're looking clean, that you're smelling good, that you look very presentable. When you do that, it's going to give off the vibe that you care about yourself, that you're taking this seriously, and that you want to show up and be professional in this experience. After that interview ended, I walked up to my car. I felt like I was able to really breathe, and I sat in my car for literally 20 minutes before I drove anywhere, and I just sat there and I was just staring out of my windshield, reflecting on all the journey and all the thoughts and all the preparation and all of the interview and all the questions and everything. It was a lot. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you found this to be valuable, and I wish you all the best. Good luck on your nursing school interviews. Like and subscribe to this channel for more content like this, and I pray to see you all in the next video. Bye.